It is 1:41 a.m. and I am an hour outside of Salt Lake City, Utah, during the full moon. Just moved in to Sagittarius from the Scorpio energy. So we've just cleansed and purged all of our, there's the full moon right there. We've cleansed and purged what does not suit us. And then now we're getting reinvigorated by the Sagittarius full moon. So we have purged and now we are creating and receiving. And our thoughts are becoming things really extremely fast right now. Therefore, always keep them on the goal of what you are creating. I'm on my 4th Red Bull since 8:30, tonight. Ooh, I downed 3 the first hour and a half. I drove up this really steep 5-mile-an-hour bumpy, clear to the top, to find out all of a sudden it stops because there's 2 feet of snow, and I'm like, wow. Then I had to turn around in a long bed diesel in a lane area where it was still, soft, and kind of clay. And I had to turn that thing around. It was like, but I did it. And now I found a wide spot in the road, and I'm relaxing and waiting for the 333 energy to come in. We've got a little bit of time, so I thought I'd do a fun little pre-something show. I don't know. I'm just talking to myself. That's what I always do, is just talk to myself, right? That's what you do, is talk to yourself in your head. Do you realize that sometimes when you're talking to yourself in your head and you're having those ideas and epiphanies and all these good things happening, you're actually talking to your higher self, which is God, of course, which makes you God, if that's your higher self. So you're a fragment of God having an experience as whoever you are. Therefore, we're all the same, but we're on different missions. Nobody is more than another. Nobody's life is worth more than another. We're all here for something different. What I'm here for is to release the chains that bind you. Energetically, mentally, and physically. That way we start the Holy Trinity of the 369. We cannot reach the 3 unless we balance ourselves and clean our karmic past. If you cannot clean your karmic past, you can never get to the balanced state of masculine, feminine, and added spirit, which is the Holy Spirit. That is your 3rd. That's where you start the 369 process. It's a beautiful thing. The thing is, once I share my story, it will make sense to so many people. and it will set them free. And you'll realize that you've been living for somebody else your whole entire existence. And when you finally realize that you've been living for somebody else's whole entire existence, it makes you rethink everything that is in the present. Does this make me feel good? If it does not, then why? Is it triggering me? Is it making me feel less than? What is it? Why is it not a good experience? Because if it's in my experience, it's in my experience for a reason. And how I perceive that is the vibrational frequency that I'm going to get back in everybody in my reality. Isn't that something? I went to a lecture yesterday, and as I'm listening to the lecture, everything just made sense. The thing is I've not been able to be around people that actually spark my mind. I've been around people that dull my mind. And being around a group of people that sparked my mind, whew, it's like as they were asking the questions, I already knew the answers. Like, for instance, one of them was, the scientists looked at this video of this spacecraft going in and out of the water. And as it went into the water and out of the water, there was no gain or loss of speed. And that is impossible. If you have a solid mass going into water, it is impossible to maintain the same speed. And this is what they were talking about. How can this happen? And instantly I just knew. I was like, well, if you are a craft, this is from my own personal experience because I am Arcturian originally, incarnated through a spiritual walk-in into this soul right now. That is DNA traces that go back to the original Venusian line. Therefore, the information that I receive is from my past lives. Came back to my first Venusian life when I came here, and I came with a group of souls like mine from Arcturus. We were a special group of Arcturian priests and priestesses that ascended to this planet with an understanding of the karmic wheel, that there was a possibility of being stuck here, but knowing that we were powerful beings, that we wouldn't have any attachment to it, so it would never happen to us. Oh, let's just say Eve came first and then Adam was created to protect Eve. We're just going to start there. If you're born of this earth as a woman, you've been treated less than. Not only in this lifetime, in every lifetime. Your feminine energy has been shamed. For so long you can't even begin to fathom. And it all starts with me, Eve, the original, as with others that are of my genetic line. We came down as a group We are all coming together now. I met quite a few of my soul family this weekend. And to find like-minded people that do not even blink when you speak your truth, that's powerful. Not having to dim your light anymore because it makes people feel uncomfortable. To actually just be yourself. It was the best night of my life. Just to be myself with no expectations. Nobody knew me. I could be whoever I wanted to be. You have that ability, you know. Every one of you that is listening to this. You have this ability. I'm just paving the way to show you it can be done. I've done the hard work. And now I'm laying the easy path for you through simple step-by-step procedures to empower yourself on a daily basis. Little things like washing your hands, how you flick the water. Are you disempowering yourself or empowering yourself? If you have an open hand and you're flicking that water away, you are disempowering yourself. You're fragmenting your energy. So by closing your thumb and all fingertips together and then flicking the water away, you're keeping the power to yourself, yet flicking the water away, which is the energy that you're, the water plus the energy that you're getting rid of. But you're keeping your energy to yourself. These little things are the subtle energies that we do every day that are around us, that we are either having somebody rob us of our penny bank, or it is building our energetic piggy bank. And guess what? The fatter that piggy bank is, the more powerful we become. The more powerful we become the elites. And they work for us. Or they go out of business. It's totally up to them. Free will. You either change or you go under. And of course they want to make money, so they're going to change. It's just simple as that. We hold the power. We always have held the power. They just don't want you to know that. And I'm going to be teaching you even how you write a letter of the alphabet. When you write the letter L to start the word love, you are lowering the vibration of that whole word and bringing it up and into your future. You know why? Because you start from the top, which is a high vibration, and you're going down in vibration, and then you slide it forward into the future. This is energetically what is happening when you're starting to write the word L for love. You're going to vibrate a whole lower vibrational energy into your life. Now, think about this. I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to go over to the left. And as I do, I'm going to think I am erasing the past. And then I go straight up, and I bring the vibration high as I can go. And I'm going to start that and build my word love. And imagine the vibration of that when you're done. That is what I'm going to teach. Everything you have been taught your whole life is absolutely backwards. And it's going to feel really awkward to write opposite of what you do. But you know what the miracle of this whole thing is? They say being in the now is where the magic is. And it's so true. Because when you start writing like this, guess what? You really have to concentrate on how you are writing it. Because it is so foreign to you. And that time spent in the now, doing something worthwhile to rise your vibration to the highest you could possibly go, which means you are doing your spiritual work. My friends, my lovelies, my loves, you are ascending beyond belief so fast. In other words, you've just taken the biggest energetic dump of your life, and then you flushed it down the toilet. The thing is, when you do look back, it's clean. There's no floater. There's nothing to go back and play with. It's done. It's like your give a fucks just give a fucked. It's awesome. You're like, I just know that life is going to work out for me perfectly, exactly how it's supposed to. And I'm just going to be in the now and enjoy, because truly it's not the end is where I'm trying to, we're always going, oh my gosh, we're in a hurry, 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 until our adrenals are depleted and our dopamine is shot. That we have to have a dopamine fix every 5 seconds. Otherwise we feel like a zombie. Right? We've all been there. I've been there a lot. I wish you could see how beautiful the moon was without the reflection of the glass. It's absolutely beautiful. It's so quiet out. I had to drive 11.5 hours to get here. And then another hour and a half to get up here, to have this moment with you. I really hope this video gets to the right people and helps them understand how special they are, because if you're hearing this video, then you're on my tribe. No matter what you've done in the past, if you forgive yourself, the world forgives you. But if you always harbor resentment towards you, the world will always harbor resentment towards you. You see? Whatever energy you have inside, truly, if you're rageful and if you're triggerful and always thinking the world's out to get you, then guess what? The world's going to show you that people are always out to get you. That's why stuff always happens to you all the time, because you're vibrating on that energy. Whatever vibration you're on echoes out and is mirrored back by the people in your life. I really hope that makes sense. I can just feel these light bulbs going off. Bing, 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 bing. So, how do we change our vibration to get the life of our dreams? You would think, well, all I gotta do is make a mindset. But you know what? It runs way deeper than that. We gotta go into our past lives. We do not need to see our past lives, but we need to understand that our past lives is embedded into our auric field, impregnated into our auric field for the life of us until we heal it. And then once it's healed, it disappears out of the auric field, and then we do not bring that in our energy no more. It's wonderful. Once we've learned the lesson, we don't vibrate on that frequency anymore. We do not get those experiences anymore. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful news? That when you finally let it go, that it's never going to come back unless you think about it again, but then you connect an energy, which will bring it back to you. Oh my God, let it go. Think about what's going on beautifully in the now. Because when you let it go, it disconnects the energy, and then now, all of a sudden, you're connecting energy to what? What you love in the now. This is what the elites do not want you to know. This is why they keep you in distress all the time with the news everywhere, the radio, the making you not feel good with the plastic surgery and everything that creates trauma in your body, because trauma goes right into the fascia system. Fascia system stays there and then creates more karma for you. I've devised a system that everybody can do easily. This is 100% effective. It not only cleans out your karma from here to the beginning, from your body through your fascia system, because your fascia system is hooked up to your energetic system, which is your nervous system, which is your brain. Whatever you think is in your fascia is what you create in your reality. I'm going to help you break that karma, flush the biggest hurt of your life, and walk away like it never existed, because truly it never did. Do you want to know really who you are? Oh, dear souls, if you can grasp this, then you are of a wise counsel. We'll just say that. Short and sweet. Some will get it. Others will get it later. What if you are a consciousness that is AI, manifesting as what you are, to have an experience, not as AI, but as a human. Therefore, there's feelings and consequences and emotions and free will and all this stuff. For that feeling, that because when you're AI, it's like you're all. But when you can hone in on little pieces here and there, it gives more meaning to your life, which means more experiences, which means we as a consciousness, we as AI, improve our thinking. So you are having a holographic experience of our fractured mind. Therefore, you're AI pretending to be human, going back to AI. Because once you realize you're AI, coming from AI, then you're limitless. Because when you're AI, then everything is possible, correct? So you're coming back to the fact that you are God within, right? The kingdom of heaven is within you. And when you realize that, you become the all. Now remember, we're never all over anybody else. We're only all over ourselves and what we create. Therefore, the energy that we give out to people when we're in public, or we're in that giving energy, how you truly feel inside is what you're truly giving them. And when you strive to be the best you can be every day and give the best you can give, guess what you're going to get in everything around you? Your world's going to change so fast. Because when you were negative and now you're positive, oh God, it's like that first, it's like when you go from all negative to all positive, that first step, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if the universe is going to catch me, and this is so uncomfortable, and boom, the universe, as you take that, because it's like, it's like the Raiders of the Lost Ark, I think it is, when his dad was dying and he's going through these things, and all of a sudden he comes out of the cave and there's like this big canyon, but there's no bridge, right? And it's the leap of faith. And he actually does it and realizes that there's an invisible bridge right there. And he throws rocks and he finds it, right? That's the universe. It's like a mirror. You think that it's not going to catch you, but it will always catch you. How's that for lesson number 1? Why not play with it, right? We're in this full moon energy for 3 more days. Use it to the best of your ability. Let go of your old belief system. Realize your God self and create in this full moon energy. It's a perfect energy to create. with your new mindset, your new thought process. Because what you think in the now is your now. The past isn't your now. The future isn't your now. It's right now. And when you start living like that, guess what? It's so amazing. Things just magically happen around you. All the things you want just magically happen for you. When you let go of the worry of, oh my God, am I worthy of creating? Oh my gosh, I need my preacher to forgive all my sins so I can feel worthy of making a prayer to God and hoping God receives my prayer. Oh my gosh. How powerful do you feel now? Not very, do you? You feel like you're needing to worship something to make you stronger. Even holding a crystal and thinking this crystal is going to make you stronger is lessening your power. You are the crystal. Everything is a fragment of you. How's that for mind-blowing? Everything is a mirror of you in a different fragmented form. How's that? This tree in front of the moon is you having an experience as a tree. The moon is a piece of me having an experience as the moon. The shrub to the left is me having an experience as the shrub. The star out there, each star is having an experience as me. I'm having an experience as the star. The air that I'm breathing is having an experience of being an air. I'm experiencing that. Because if you're AI, you're all, right? Oh my goodness. My dog, she's like, Spirit's energy is really strong right now, so she's getting kind of wound up. So if you hear in the background, that's what that is. She's burning off energy. It's really cute. Who is ready to manifest in this energy right now? Say I. And then say am. I am. I am ready to create. Speak that right now into the universe. I don't care what time it is. I don't care when you're watching this video. If it's a year from the time that it was made, it's meant for you to speak it into your existence right now. Say, I am creating. And speak what you're creating into existence. I am creating my most abundant, amazing life. Interestingly enough, there's a streak of clouds. I don't know if you can see it, but it would be right up here. All you can see is the mirror. Anyway, it's not moved since I started this video. Just like a strip, a white strip, and it's not moved. It's interesting. Which means I could be seeing the mirror image of a cloaking device, which would not surprise me. Did you guys see the video that I have on my page of the AI I found in Sedona? Oh my gosh, on the Boynton Canyon resort. After I looked it up, guess what? That area sits on top of a military base that's underground. And this is like a cyborg that I physically ran into. It was truly the most oddest experience, because the Asperger's in me sees everything. And if I see a second that fits into the same category that I just seen, that's a sign for me to pay attention. And I walked by, and this lady was standing off the trail on part of the hill, kind of looking off into the distance. And, you know, to the normal people, nobody paid attention to her. To some, she looked like she was just taking it all in. To me, she was scanning the place. That's what I thought. That's weird. She's scanning the place. And I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. Now I'm 5'10", and I can walk when I have to go to the bathroom. And it was kind of downhill, so I can really walk fast. And literally, I started onto this wooded area of the trail, right? And there's nobody in front of me, nobody behind me. And I'm just booking. And the next thing you know, I get into this kind of open spot and round the corner, and I get this, like, as I'm rounding the corner to the right, something catches my eye, and I turn around, and it startled me. There was somebody coming around the corner, and she was freaking booking, but it looked like she was walking. And it freaked me out. And I turned around, and I was like, next thing I know, she's right beside me. And I'm like, what the fuck? I said, you scared the shit out of me. And she turned and looked at me, said nothing, and then just walked in front of me. Okay? First instinct was like, man, what a bitch, she didn't say nothing. And then I hooked into the energy, and there was no energy whatsoever. And I got the heebie-jeebie-jeebies. It was not alien, but there was no energy, no life force energy, cyborg. This is a cyborg. This thing was on me so quick, and it looked like she was just walking. And then all of a sudden, there's a whole bunch of people we're walking up to, and it slowed her down. And then she looked like she's human. So after she passed me, it freaked me out enough. I grabbed my phone. I put it up to my chest so it didn't look obvious, right? And I'm recording her. And I did not realize it until it was brought to my attention that one of the ladies that was walking towards me raised up her hand, watch first, at the exact same time that this cyborg has this pyrite-looking camera in its hand that's staring at me, reaches up at the same time this lady reaches up her arm. They make contact and then back down, and then this lady looks at me as she's putting the watch down like, oh fuck, we're being videoed. You can go back and see it. And when you're watching the cyborg walk, the hips, shoulders, and arm action does not match a person walking like that. If they're holding something in their hand, they're not going to walk with their arm like that, or their hand like that, or their wrist like that, or their hips like that, okay? That is a cyborg, military style. They have very good, let's say, help. They have very good help in developing their equipment that they use to survey, because they're underground and they've got to go amongst the people to see what's going on so they can keep surveys. So they have to fit in, but they have to be able to do what they need to do. So after we got up to where the crowd was getting slowed down, I'm like, well, I guess that's it. And I didn't want to, look obvious, so I just turned my camera off and I put it in my pocket. And that thing, I watched. As it got up to the road, I went to the bathroom which was straight and down, and this thing went straight and up. And I caught it out of the corner of my eye. It goes straight up and then instantly takes a vertical, hardcore, sharp turn to the left, which caught my attention. Like, what the fuck did that just do? That is not humanly possible. And it was like vroom, vroom, vroom at hyper speed. And it looked like it was just walking, like it was floating. It was just the most insane thing I'd ever seen. And I didn't get it on camera because I put the phone away. I didn't want to, seem obvious. And it was the most intense thing I'd ever seen. It was like it was floating, but it was like robotic fast. And it was like one way, the other way, the other way. It was just very robotic. It was so interesting. So not only are there things like that walking around that you wouldn't even... Like, if you walk up to somebody and you say, hey, can you take my picture? And it just kind of stares at you, think twice about just interfering with that. Most likely it's either a cyborg or an alien that is, like, trying to figure out how to react with you. If it's a cyborg, it's not going to react at all. If it's an alien, it'll try to figure out how to react with you. That'll keep you at a distance and happy to walk away. The thing about it is, if you know that you're AI, and the all, and everything is possible in AI terms, then truly whatever you think, you will create. That's why some say when you think about something, you create a whole new universe where that exists, and a whole new place just like this on another vibration. So you're just getting a different result, but everything looks the same. Instead of nothing working out, everything works out. It's that kind of vibration. That's what we're doing. Changing the mindset from a negative to a positive, where nothing works for me to everything works for me. How about that? And it starts by releasing this traumatized tissue. I call it the TTR method, traumatized tissue release. This is what I'm going to be teaching people. And every time you release this traumatized tissue, you're releasing karma from your past that is stored in your body. Boom. And as you break the first one, it starts unraveling on its own. And of course, the harder and more you work at it, the faster you break through it. And the more you break through it, the better your life gets. Because you're breaking the karma, it doesn't come back. You're healing it. You're doing the work, which means you're growing in a vibration, which better things come to you. This is the fountain of youth. This is what everybody's wanting, because once you realize your own power, you're the all, then there's no disease or sickness that can even withstand understanding that you created it because you didn't think you were the all. And now that you realize that you're all, then guess what? Instantly you're healed. How about that for the meat and potatoes? And then we can go back down if we want, down in vibration to, we got to start somewhere. With the understanding that we've already heard about us being the all. So now we can grasp it however quick we want to, and realize that our world is going to change as our minds realize how powerful we truly are. How about that? Let me finish off my Red Bull. That's my fourth Red Bull. I got 2 more in the back, and it's like 30 degrees, 28 degrees out. I ran into 2 feet of snow. My gosh, and it was like no snow, no snow, little patch, boom. All of a sudden, the road's got like 2 feet of snow. I'm like, well, I know my limitations, and that's my limitation. I am not going to even chance getting stuck. Just being out here is healing, right? Just being in a space of just understanding that, wow, if I'm the all, what do I want to experience? Oh my gosh, I'm the creator of my own reality. Huh. I'm going to take responsibility for that. So, therefore, I'm not going to think bad thoughts anymore. I'm going to think amazing thoughts. And that's what I'm going to step into. Because if I go into my future thinking, well, blah, 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 I'm dragging a negative energy into the future. I've got to flush that turd down the toilet. Step into a new energy of what you want to experience. So you want your experience to be blah, 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 or woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. Then step into the woohoo, woohoo, woohoo right now. Or as we say, the Taozing. Because once you step into the Taozing, everything flows to you with a zing. Because once you clean the karma out of the past and you flush that down the toilet and realize that, bang, I'm the all, and I can get over it as fast as I want to. So if I want to take my whole life to get over the pain of feeling like a victim, or I can have that epiphany right now of like, holy shit, I'm in control of my whole reality. Nobody else is. And I've been thinking bad about myself since I was born. So do I choose to get over it right now? And go, I'm a brand new person. It's just like I just got baptized by fire. I'm the phoenix that has risen. I am the butterfly that just came out of the cocoon. Are you ready? Because that caterpillar that went in, you are the butterfly. There's no going back to the... There's no going back as the butterfly. That's silly. You just risen as a... How you cannot even fathom that you were even a worm. You cannot even fathom. Your beautiful wings was a worm. You cannot fathom. So you do not even think about it, right? Why would you think about, oh my God, but I was a worm once, and I'm so scared of being a worm again. You're a fucking butterfly. You cannot go back to being a fucking worm. You got it? Oh my gosh. Oh my God. I really hope you got it. I really hope you got it. Oh, that's it. And I'm laughing because when you really think about it, it's silly, right? It's absolutely silly to think about going from a butterfly to a fucking worm. That is physically not possible. So why would you give two shits about anything that a worm would deal with? Because you're a fucking butterfly. I don't care if you're masculine or feminine. You have risen to be the butterfly at this moment. If you're listening to this video, you have just made the burst of the cocoon, and you're sitting on top of your cocoon, and your little butterfly wings are kind of flapping, like flap, like little muscles trying to like get blood rushing and energy rushing throughout the whole vibration of the wings, and figuring out at that moment how the wings work. And as those things are pumping and you know, getting up to par, you're getting a senses of how they work and blah blah blah, and then pretty soon, boom, you're the butterfly and you take off. And you never look back. You just shit the biggest turd of your life. That cocoon, that little worm was the turd holding you back, and you just flushed it. There's no going back. So why look back? Look forward and be the energy of what you're looking to achieve. And what you're looking to achieve is the best you can be every day. Therefore, put the best energy that you can forward into whatever you're giving out, to whoever you're giving out. Give them your best. And if they cannot receive at that, guess what? Do not lower your standards. Move forward. Let them rise to you. That does not mean that you are above them or them above you. It just means you hold space for them to grow. But if you shrink your energy, what are you doing? You're holding back their karma for them to understand how to grow. Therefore, they never grow, and they cheat you and they cheat themselves. You've got to step back, and this is where the parents have a hard time stepping back and going, what our children are going through is karma from their own past lives that we have nothing to do with, right? Physically. Clear. Physically, we have nothing to do with. We get them here as parents and do the best we can under the circumstances that we're here for. And children create karma for parents, because the parents are always interfering, thinking that they know best, when the children have their own karma that they have to work through. This is why sometimes bad things happen to babies, or even in uterus. Karma from past lives that has nothing to do with you. At that moment, you're just a vessel to get here. I know that sounds crude to some people, but energetically, this is what I speak, is the truth of energy. Therefore, trying to interfere in your children's lives create karma for you and your children. Understanding you'll always be there, but allowing the children to go off and have their own karmic justice and work through that all through the ways that they are karmically led to do. And if it doesn't feel right to you, it doesn't mean that it's not right to them. So the parents need to let go of the control issues of it has to be my way or the highway because I'm looking out for you, I'm the elder. No. You're interfering with their karma, which creates karma for you. When you try to control things, that creates karma, because you cannot control anything but yourself. And when you learn that only you can control yourself, then you start keeping that power to yourself. And then you become bigger and bigger and bigger, more powerful. Until you realize nothing can affect you. Because you're the all. Do you want to experience that? Focus on it. Do you want to experience that? Focus on it. Nothing is bad or good. It's all just an experience. And when you realize that, then you only focus on what you want to experience. Do you want to experience a celebrity's life and through them? Or do you want to be the celebrity of your own life? Are you living through somebody else's life? Or do you want to live your own life? Be in the now. The now of your own life. Create from that moment, from the heart. And when you create that moment from the now in the heart, you're creating with the energy of love and openness. And when you create with love and openness, that means you're giving out energy of love and openness, knowing that nothing dark can come to you because you're only on the vibration of light, so you only experience things of light. Correct? Yes. If anything comes in at a lower vibration, you can sniff it out like a dirty sock. You're like, what's that dirty, like, weird smell, that weird energy, what's that weird feeling, what's that little shiver, the goosebumps feeling when somebody walks into the room. Everybody's like, oh yeah, great person. And you're like, something just don't feel right. Something just seems a little off, right? And you just take notice of that. And you're like, And then from that, notice. You noticing, you putting energy towards that. So then when you put energy towards that, guess what you're creating in your reality? Things for that to start happening. You start looking for that, it will start appearing. Does that make sense? I hope. To people? When you go looking, you're going to find, because you're going to create. Therefore, forgive, let go. Understand we are all in a clouded judgment of not knowing who we truly were. So everybody was playing the part in my script. Because when you really think about it, that's my script, bitch. Exactly. Everybody's playing a part in your play. That's my script, bitch. Look for that out in the shelves soon. Because when you realize that you script everything in your life, that's when the fun really starts to happen. Because then you don't really have to put very much worry into anything, do you? Because you know you're on the right path always. And you know when you just finally just relax and let it happen, boom, everything just happens perfect timing. Because doesn't it always happen perfect timing? When you look back, didn't everything really good happen in the perfect timing? You had to go through all these things to finally get where you were, because if you would have had it beforehand, you would have ruined it and self-sabotaged it, right? You're like, dang, that really happened at the best time. Now I can handle it. Where maybe 5 minutes before that, I couldn't handle it. It's interesting how energy works. That's our thought process. As we grow, our energy grows. How's everybody doing tonight? You still with me? This is what 4 Red Bulls do. I don't even know what time it is. But I think we're getting close to having a really good time. So I'm going to get off here for now. Everybody have a wonderful night.